Hello, hi, what's up? It's Sunny. Welcome back to Sunny's Geeky Grove, the podcast about all things geeky. I hope you are having a good day. In today's episode, I will be ranking my top 10 favorite Fall Out Boy songs. But before we dive deep into that, hit that subscribe button if you've been waffling on doing it or happen to be new here. I post new episodes of my podcast every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can also follow me or find me on Anchor, and a link to my Anchor profile is down below. I'm also available on iTunes, Google Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. So let me preface this by saying that this is in no way meant to be an end-all be-all of the list of their songs. It is my own personal preference, the songs that I feel drawn to the most. This is not to say that if your top 10 or top 5 or your number 1 favorite song is different, it means it's bad. No, that's not what I'm saying. We are all about individuality here at Sunny's Geeky Grove. You are you and I am me. So when I rank them, it's not that, the songs that I didn't choose are terrible. There are a few songs that I dislike, but at the end of the day, it's a Fall Out Boy song. Patrick Stump is singing to me. I'm gonna like it. I want to give just a little bit of background with my Fall Out Boy experience. I have been listening to Fall Out Boy since 2003. Take This to Your Grave was the first album of theirs I'd ever heard. And From Under the Cork Tree, obviously, was the second. But those two albums were, pretty big in the formative years of Sunny growing up. So I thoroughly enjoyed them. They had their first album, Take This to Your Grave, comes out in 2003. From Under the Cork Tree came out in 2005. Folie à Deux came out in 2008. And then we hit a little rough patch. They actually went on hiatus. Now, at that time, I was a little sad, but I was like, whatever. It happens. Maybe they'll come back. And as, months turned into a year turned into 2 years, I was like, fuck it. Fall Out Boy, they're done. They're never coming back. But they knew that the world needed them. And in 2013, they saved rock and roll by coming out with their comeback album, Save Rock and Roll. Then 2 years later, after they saved it, they came out with American Beauty, American Psycho in 2015. In 2018, we got the most recent album, Mania. They've had a few singles since then that have landed on, compilation albums, which is great. I do want to mention that there are a few EPs that are not studio albums. They had Switchblades and Infidelity come out in 2003, and My Heart Will Always Be the B-side to My Tongue in 2004. It had just a couple different songs, different versions of songs. I did want to point that out, that they're not part of their studio album list, but they are albums. Let's just go ahead and jump in at number 10. Number 10 is Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner from Under the Cork Tree, 2005. Now, this song is probably the most, pop, punk, emo, scene kid song on the list. It's super, raw and edgy, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. And it has all those, angsty lyrics to it. The opening line is literally, drink down that gin and kerosene. Alright, guys. It just has some really great lines, that just really speak to me. And plus, it's, the music is just so good. It's so good. I love it so much. And like I said, it's from one of the first albums that I listened to of theirs. And it is, yeah, it's one of my favorites. Number 9 is Jetpack Blues from American Beauty, American Psycho 2015. This one's different. Their sound has changed with almost every album since From Under the Cork Tree. They get a little more cleaned up. They get a little different, lean more rock, then lean a little pop, then a little bit of trap and hip hop. Obviously, like, I'm not like a fucking professor of music, so I don't know 100% what it is. Don't judge me. This is all about fun. But American Beauty, American Psycho was a pretty solid rock album, in my opinion. It has those poppy songs, but then the Jetpack Blues song is kind of slower and somber, and just Patrick's vocals on this do it for me. Just, God, he can just pack so much emotion in just baby come home, 3 words. And it just, his inflection, his tone, it just, everything about it is really good. It makes me sad, but it's not like I'm crying. It's just, it's one of those songs that it gives a feeling of nostalgia, but for something that you've never really experienced. Does that ever happen to anybody? I don't know. Number 8, I'm Like a Lawyer. Begin parentheses, me and you, close parentheses. Infinity on High 2007. So this one's chorus is what gets me every single time. I just love it so much, and it's one of those songs that when it comes on, I can't skip it. I can't, obviously, I mean, I couldn't really skip any of these unless I was in like dead set, no, I don't want to hear Patrick's voice mood, which that happens not often, but it happens. But it just is so great. One of my favorite parts of it is the bridge. We're the new face of failure, prettier and younger, but not any better off. Bulletproof loneliness at best. At best. I don't know. It's so good. Like, if you haven't heard any of these songs, I don't know what you're doing with your life. And why don't you listen to more Fall Out Boy? I'm just kidding. I'm not judging you, but it's so good. Number 7, The Shipped Gold Standard from Folie à Deux 2008. I'm probably pronouncing that really bad. But whatever. The Shipped Gold Standard, it has the best opening line. I don't sometimes I want to quit this song and become an accountant now, but I'm no good at math, and besides, the dollar is down. What? I fucking love you. All of you. And then the chorus is just, it hits home. It has all those feelings that you hate having, like, your musical, like, idol, but not idol, because I don't, like, idolize them. I just enjoy their music. I don't think I really idolize anyone, because everybody has faults. From what I've seen of the Boys of Fallout, the Fallen Out Boys, they seem like great people, but you don't want to hear, that music connection tell you you can only blame your problems on the world for so long before it all becomes the same old song. Like, fuck you, man. I get it. Number 6 is Alone Together from Save Rock and Roll 2013. This song, it's one of those songs, it's like nostalgic and sad, and it reminds you of all those unrequited loves and like your youth. It makes me sad in like a bittersweet type of way. It's not necessarily like, again, I'm gonna cry, but it's one of those songs that really, it can hit home for something that, you know, you might not have experienced. It's one of those. Like, they're these, like, universal experiences and emotions that we should be feeling or have experienced. And, like, maybe we didn't necessarily experience or have those, but, you know, we can feel it. And I feel like that's a credit to, you know, Pete and Patrick and Joe and Andy for, you know, writing these really great songs and playing the hell out of their instruments and singing the fuck out of those songs. Man, it's just, Patrick, you're so good. Number 5, right in the middle. The song is called Tell That Mick He Just Made My List of Things to Do Today, from the album Take This to Your Grave, 2003. So this would have been the first album of theirs I ever heard. This is track 1 off of it. So it would have been the first song that I heard. Obviously, it's not the first song I ever heard, but it would have been the first song on the album that I heard. Yeah, you got it. This one is just nostalgia for me. I know like 90% of the lyrics because Patrick didn't always enunciate, which is fine. That's his style. I enjoy a song when I can hear it and I kind of don't know what he's saying, but I kind of just and then get to the part where he's enunciating again. I enjoy that. If you don't, I understand, but I enjoy that. It's, yeah. Plus, this chorus is so great. Let's play this game called When You Catch Fire, I Wouldn't Piss to Put You Out. Stop burning bridges and drive up on them so I can forget about you. So bury me in memory. His smile's your rope, so wrap it tight around your throat. Like, so emo, so fucking emo. I love it. In at number 4, we have Hold Me Tight or Don't from Mania 2018. This song is such a fucking bop. I cannot not dance. This song is one that requires dancing. One must dance along with this song. I have never seen someone listen to this song and not dance. It's contagious. It's infectious. It is so freaking good. Honestly, so then you have Patrick singing, and you're like, yes, boy, get it. And then you have like, you have all of the music. It is so good. And yes, it's in at number 4. And it's one of these songs that, like, no matter what, when it comes on, I can't skip it. And if I accidentally skip it, I go back and find it because it's so good. And yeah, I've only been living with it for like a year. So what? It's just so good. Listen to it. Do it. Number 3, Miss Missing You, Save Rock and Roll 2013. This song, it's another one of those where it's like, it's kind of sad, but in that bittersweet way where it's not like super sad. And it has probably the best line that like hits, you know, super hard, tugs on those heartstrings, gut check time. It's one of those, like, if someone was like, hey, what's the most like powerful song lyric? It's always, sometimes before it gets better, the darkness gets bigger. The person that you take a bullet for is behind the trigger. It's so good. Patrick has this like such a great texture and tone to his voice that when he hits these like higher notes, it's, you know, it's super clear, and then when he's in the lower registers, it's so rich and just, it feels like your eardrums are getting coated with butter and caramel and deliciousness. I love his voice. We're going to move on to number 2. Grand Theft Autumn, Where Is Your Boy acoustic version. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the original Grand Theft Autumn, but this one is from My Heart Will Always Be the B-Side to My Tongue from 2004. And I am a slut for acoustic versions, okay? If you give me an acoustic version or the original, I'm probably going to take the acoustic version. I love that stripped down feeling, that raw, just like conveying the emotion, the meaning, and it's just a voice and a guitar. It's so good. Patrick is somebody that can, here I go again. Everybody knows Grand Theft Autumn, like, don't pretend you don't, because you know it. It's almost as iconic as Sugar We're Going Down, which is another really great acoustic version. This one on my current laptop, which is only a few years old, and I don't usually listen to music on it, it already has 28 play count. And it's like a 4-minute song, and I have like 3,000 songs in my library. It's the second highest play counted song. I'm not going to tell you the highest play counted song. No one's even fucking listening anymore. Let's get to some honorable mentions. Now, the first honorable mention is Dance Dance Demo, which is sort of from Under the Cork Tree. It is not the one that's on the album. See, the demo version has one extra line in it, and it's a pretty divisive line. Some people think it doesn't fit. Some people think, I'm glad they took that out. And then you have Sunny right here firmly with no, I love it. And I'm gonna put in a clip. Monetization possibility, copyright claims be damned. I'm putting in the clip. It's just such a good line. I love it. I love the original and I love the song entirely, but that little line is just so good. Our second honorable mention is The Last of the Real Ones from Mania. The Last of the Real Ones is another song that, if it comes on, I cannot skip it. It was so hard to pick Last of the Real Ones or Hold Me Tight or Don't, because to me they're kind of neck and neck. Hold Me Tight or Don't went out because of that infectious music, but Last of the Real Ones has some really great lyrics and then note hits from Patrick, and it's so good. And last honorable mention is Young Volcanoes from Save Rock and Roll. I want to tell you that this has the best line and the most adorable little laugh I've ever heard. But there's a line that says, "We will teach you how to make boys next door out of assholes." And then he laughs. And it's so adorable. And I'm just like, every time I know it's coming, and yet it still makes me giggle too. It's so cute. At number 1, we have, drumroll please, that's right, America's Sweethearts acoustic version from Folie à Deux 2008. This song, while there is obviously a regular version, there is also a remix version of it, and all 3 versions are my favorite. This song, I don't know what it is, but there's something about this song that I love every version of it. I can't put my finger on it. The lyrics are catchy, and every version sounds so different. I mean, obviously the remix version of it and then the original one are going to have the same lyrics, singing tone, I suppose. It's the South Rockas remix, and so good. And then the acoustic is it's so different. I love acoustic versions. Like I said, You just get to hear the raw Patrick voice. It has so many great lines. Mainly my favorite, why won't the world revolve around me? Fucking mood. Anyway, that's my top 10 and my few honorable mentions. I know this was a little different, and I'm sure no one's even here. I'm sure everybody stopped about 10 minutes ago. But if you're here, you're a fucking rock star. If you've never listened to Fall Out Boy before, I strongly recommend it. I love them. They are amazing and precious, and they've been a part of my life for a very long time. And I love Fall Out Boy. I'm a Fall Out Boy stan. I've seen them in concert only 3 times, but that's because probably when they were touring and got anywhere near me when I was younger, I couldn't afford it, or I was, way too young to go. So now as an adult Sunny, I can go, which is great. And they put on such a great show. I have to admit that Wind Tour was really freaking good, but Mania, oh my God, the Mania tour was insane. I'm going to ignore the fact that Machine Gun Kelly was there, because, I didn't even know who that was, except he did an Eminem diss track and then got just decimated. Yeah. Wow. He's gone now, but Fall Out Boy is still around and amazing. And Mania, they had little stages that lifted into the air and they were so high up. And I was like, Pete and Patrick, don't fall. It was so good. It was so good. I just, just wonderful. But yeah, if I had to recommend one album of theirs to listen to, I would definitely say Take This to Your Grave is going to be their first album, and one that is probably the most indicative of who they are as individuals, because they've grown and changed since then. But I think that every song is so good. but also From Under the Cork Tree and Infinity on High and Fully at Safe Rock. Okay, Save Rock and Roll has one bad song, and that's just because of Courtney Love. But it's also a good song, and that's because of Patrick and the boys. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you disagree with me on. I'm sure it's a lot. But if you like this video, give me a like. If you disliked it, leave a comment down below telling me what I can do to improve. Hit that subscribe button if you would like to. It would make me smile and happy. And that's really awesome of you. And it's free. So is ringing the bell if you want to get notified. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You can always follow me on Twitter at Sunny Geeky Grove, or Twitch and Instagram at Sunny's Geeky Grove. I make new podcast episodes every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A link to my Anchor profile is in the description box down below if you want another way to listen to me. I hope you have a truly amazing, wonderful day. You deserve the best in life. You are completely amazing, and thank you for spending some time with me. I hope that this wasn't too abrasive. I love Fall Out Boy. So, it is what it is. My name is Sunny, and you have been fantastic. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.